come back with my badge and say me light appearance.
Look out, crushers!
Where do you think you are? In the wardroom? Stop that laughing! Pipe down went 5 minutes ago. Even if this is your last night, you can still behave yourselves. Or would you rather have another term here? All right, then. Get this place squared up. Come on. Chop, chop. Smack it about. What started all this riot anyway? Did you start it, Davis?
Who, me?
Innocent as a newborn babe, I know.
We're all in it, Chief. We're just having a little discussion.
A nice, cozy little chat.
About which was the best branch to be in, Chief?
You mean somebody suggested that ERAs were more important than, say, OAs?
It was the other way around, Chief.
Are you trying to be a comedian, Miller? I've seen men drop down the funnel for less. Come on, hop into those beds and make it lively.
Chief, which branch do you think is the most important?
Well, I suppose it's the one you can't do without.
Which one's that, Chief?
You tell me.
We haven't sorted it out yet, Chief.
And you won't.
In 4 hours' time, the carrier will get underway. The ship is not cold. To make electricity and fresh water to keep her alive, the port boiler room has been in use all night. The boiler room engine room artificer goes below.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Full watch below, sir.
Thank you.
MCR? Port boiler room, sir. Permission to start fans.
Yes, please.
Start fans.
main switchboard is the control center of the ship's electrical supply. An electrical artificer makes his routine checks of the various readings on the dynamo and distribution panels. Very soon now, more electricity will be needed all over the ship, and ERAs will have to start more dynamos.
Main switchboard. Number 3 dynamo room. I'm going to start up number 3 dynamo. All ready when you are. Number 3 dynamo, ready for load. Workshop, Chief. There's a bad earth on number 10, Chief.
The electrical artificer would be more than unpopular just about this time if anything went wrong, for most of the cooking is done by electricity. The senior engineer joins the chief ERA in the engine room. The machinery, which has been warmed through and started up during the last few hours, is now ready to be tested. Meanwhile, the Commander E tries the steering, and an ERA watches the result in the steering engine compartment. Back in the lower steering position, Commander E tests the telegraphs. An electrical artificer does the routine inspection of the gyro compass. And the ship's radar is checked by a radio electrical artificer. Finally, the shipwright artificers see that each boat is stowed safely inboard. The ship is now almost ready to put to sea.
Heave in.
Slow ahead, center.
Slow ahead, center, sir. Slow ahead, repeated, sir.
Starboard 10.
Starboard 10, sir. 10 up starboard wheel on, sir.
Very good.
Or small ships, they can't do without the Artificer. Although the shipwright doesn't go to sea in MTBs, without him, they couldn't go to sea. MTBs are made mostly of wood, and the shipwright is wholly responsible for maintaining and repairing the hulls. In the workshops ashore, he has all the machinery he needs. Nowadays, ordnance artificers take care of the major overhauls on torpedoes and depth charges. These 8-inch torpedoes are fitted with practice heads, and they'll be fired at the aircraft carrier in the exercise to be carried out later in the day. Only the ERA goes to sea as a member of the crew. He is in sole charge of his department, the engine room.
Gary will be there. We ought to contact her about 1600.
Yes, I see, sir.
All ready, Chief?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Engines ready for sea, sir.
Thank you, Chief.
The exercise against the carrier is to include a submarine attack. In a boat of this class, there is one chief ERA, 4 ERAs, and 1 EA. Ordnance and shipwright artificers serve in the submarine parent ship or base. Destroyers go everywhere and do everything. One of this class carries about 120 men, including artificers of all branches except air. Their layout is the big ship in miniature, and the few artificers carried means greater responsibility for each man. The carrier air group is ashore. Later in the day, it will rejoin the carrier for exercises. Because much repair and overhaul work is too difficult to do on a carrier, the aircraft artificer serves ashore as well as at sea. The AA is a highly skilled rating who is both a rigger and an engineer. The artificers who work on aircraft electrics are specially trained and are called EAs Air and REAs Air. Several aircraft artificers work on the flight deck during flying. They watch for aircraft defects and put them right. Engine room artificers look after the arrestor wires and other flight deck machinery like the barriers. The aircraft artificer takes charge of a planned minor inspection team. This fairing has been damaged in a heavy landing and will not fit properly. It has to be taken off and replaced by a new one. In a carrier, the aircraft artificer's job is to keep the aircraft in the air. And to save time, new components are quickly fitted to aircraft. The damaged ones are repaired later. There are many opportunities for the aircraft artificer to apply his engineering ability, from complicated engine repairs to comparatively simple problems like a defective jacking pad, to boat engines too. The ship's boats must always be ready for use. The shipwright artificers, of course, take care of the hulls and fittings. In the old sailing ships, the shipwright was called the ship's carpenter. Today, he's a blacksmith and a plumber. He's also a sheet metal worker. In fact, the shipwright is a most versatile tradesman. The air in this ventilating system is pumped electrically by fans. This fan motor is packed up, and the electrical artificer is testing it to find out why. It'll have to be moved from the gun bay and stripped down completely in the electrical workshop. Most small repairs can be done in this workshop, but big repairs have to be done in the main engineering workshop. This armature, which is being skimmed, comes from a heavy-duty crane motor. There is very little equipment in a modern ship which does not depend partly on electricity.
It's about time you got that fan going.
I'll shave off.
This fug is tarnishing a bright work. How long are you going to be?
About half an hour.
What, for that job? You should be able to make one in that time.
When a 4.5 gun is fired, there is generated a pressure of 25 tons per square inch and a temperature of 2,000 degrees absolute. Upon the efficiency of the ordnance artificer depends the safety of the gun's crew. During a routine inspection, the OA discovers a tight spot in the breech mechanism. He finds that the trouble is on the crank sliding block. To get rid of an abrasion on the working surface, the OA stones it down. During the afternoon, there will be exercise torpedo attacks by the MTBs and the submarine. The ship's flight will take off to observe the exercises when deck landing training is finished. Heavy landings happen often. The AAs in charge of the flight deck crash and snag parties have plenty to do.
Change the wheel on deck.
Stand by to fire. Stand by. Fire.
Chief, which branch do you think is the most important?
Well, I suppose it's the one you can't do without.
Which one's that, Chief?
You tell me.
We haven't sorted it out yet, Chief.
And you won't.